This is the Namibian Institute of Pathology. This is the molecular diagnostic lab where we test for the COVID-19.
This is Informante Radio, the sound for a new age.
Just in terms of the safety, in terms of the collection of samples for COVID-19, it's very important that safety procedures needs to be adhered to at all times by healthcare workers. As part of that, we've got an infection control kit, which is basically like a full safety gear that includes a gown, it includes gloves, it includes a face mask, as well as the goggles. This is being used predominantly by the healthcare workers when samples are being collected, and it's also being utilized in the laboratory when the actual testing is being conducted. In addition to that, the masks, it's called the N95 mask, that's also being used as part of the safety, what we call the personal protective equipment, PPE. Getting a little bit into the collection of the samples from suspected COVID cases. The specimens of choice are basically two types of specimens. One is being collected from the upper respiratory tract, which is a swab. This has been collected from the upper respiratory tract, and then the swab is being inserted into what we call viral transport media. The second specimen that needs to be collected for the test, this is collected from the lower respiratory tract, is a sputum sample, and it's been collected in a sterile container. Once these samples are being collected, they are being packaged into a small container which conforms to the packaging and transportation of a biological substance category B. This is in short called a triple packaging system. So it's strictly done in accordance with guidelines that's being provided by the World Health Organization, or also abbreviated as WHO. Samples are being packaged in there, so it basically has got 3 containers where it's being inserted into before it's being shipped. This is basically just to make sure that samples are being transported in such a way that it is safe for those people that are handling the samples. These samples are then shipped from anywhere where a suspected case is being picked up or being identified, and then samples are being shipped through to the NIP Windhoek Central Reference Lab, where we conduct the testing for the COVID-19 test.
Okay, this is the master mix room. With the PCR, we have 3 different rooms where we have different activities taking place. The master mix room, this is the cleanest room where we prepare our components for the PCR. You know, the PCR has different components, and the components, they are added into a reaction into different rooms. So in this case, we have the components which are mixed in this plate here. This is the PCR plate where we prepare and we put all the components which are added in the master mix room. Since this is the room which is clean, here there is no contamination whatsoever, and that we prepare the components for the PCR before we proceed to the next activity. We have here a sample preparation room. This is where whenever we receive our samples, then we do the RNA extraction, we isolate RNA from the virus. Then we have the plate here, which we have come with from the master mix room. Then we add into the component of the PCR before we move to the next activity. As we have come from a sample preparation room, we have extracted RNA and we have added in the plate where we are having the PCR component. Now we are heading to the room where amplification and detection will take place. Whenever we come in here, we have an instrument here which is called a light cycler 480. Now we are having all the components of the PCR or the PCR in the plate. Now we are going to put the plate in the machine. And the moment we put the plate in the machine is connected to the computer, and the computer will monitor the amplification and detection. And the results, which you get from the result of amplification, will be projected on the monitor of the computer. The whole process, it takes about 2 days to finish the process to get to the results. We have 1 day where we prepare the sample, where we isolate the RNA, and we have 1 day we add the RNA into the PCR component and we do the detection.
This is Informante Radio, the sound for a new age.